I cover a lot of stories here on the channel, guys, where I'm absolutely dumbfounded. I am gobsmacked. I am flabbergasted. Any kind of thing to basically say that I'm speechless. What I've just witnessed. You can't see any of the actual nastiness, if you will, with that, but you can get an idea of what's actually happened. Now, you might be wondering, well, why are you beating around the bush so much? You know, well, what has actually happened here? Well, a police officer was responding to a hit and run incident where a person was on the floor, on the ground, on the crosswalk, and the police officer drove over them. Now, I know it sounds insane. It sounds not real. It sounds like there's no way this could happen. And you might think there's some kind of extenuating circumstances where, you know, it's just a tragic incident, you know. But, I mean, it is a tragic incident, obviously, yes. But, no, this police officer is just... I don't even know how they've done this or why they did this. I mean, more's going to come out in the investigation, I'm sure. But yeah, absolutely horrific. I will show you the video as we go through this, guys. But let me just set the scene for this, and then we'll get into it. A Virginia police department has released dashcam video footage showing the moment one of their officers ran over a 62-year-old woman who had already been struck by a car in a hit and run. Fairfax County Police Officer Jalyn Phillips was dispatched to the scene of a hit and run on September 23rd in the Mount Vernon area when someone in a black Mercedes struck a 62-year-old Trina Jones and then fled the area. Dashcam video released by Fairfax County Police shows Phillips slowly pulling up to the scene. As he crosses an intersection, a blurred image of Jones's body is seen in the middle of the road, and Phillips drives over her. He immediately pulls over and gets out of the car. And I'll show you that footage now. Like I said, viewer discretion is advised, but you can't see anything. It's all blurred over, but you can hear things.
Please do not tell me I just ran her over.
So yeah, harrowing. Absolutely harrowing. You might have struggled to hear what Phillips said, and he said the following, quote, "Please do not tell me I just ran her over," end quote. You did. You did. Why you did this, I do not know. According to WRC, witnesses told police that they encouraged Jones to get out of the street after she was struck the first time, but she refused to move from her position on the road until an officer arrived. Authorities said that after the officer ran her over, medics who also arrived at the scene began performing life-saving measures. Unfortunately, they were unsuccessful in bringing her back. She was rushed to hospital and pronounced dead on arrival. Attorneys representing Jones's family tell WJLA that Jones's injuries from the initial accident were not life-threatening and that she was still conscious when Phillips arrived. They claimed that it wasn't until the officer ran her over that she sustained fatal injuries. David Haynes, who's the managing partner for the Cochran firm involved in this case, said the following, quote, "I don't think in my nearly 30 years of practicing law in this area that I have ever seen anything quite like that video. It's very upsetting, it's very disturbing," end quote. Indeed. Police Chief Kevin Davis said that Phillips was driving somewhere between 14 and 17 miles per hour, adding that there was no indication his driving was egregious. Apart from running somebody over, yeah, there was nothing wrong aside from that, mate. Still, Phillips has been placed on restrictive duty while police investigate. He has not been charged with a crime. You know, we talk a lot about the police here on the channel, guys, and this is yet another case of the police looking out for their own. Why on earth has this person not been fully suspended? You can see it clear as day. He runs him over. He runs him over. It is black and white. It is there. You can see it. You can hear it. There is no ifs, buts and maybes about this. There was no excuse to do this whatsoever. And a lot of people are criticising the person who was run over and later passed away, saying they shouldn't have stayed in the street. And I agree. I agree that they shouldn't have stayed in the street. But my goodness me, a police officer should be able to be trusted not to run somebody over, particularly if they've just been in a scary accident themselves. You're quite fortunate to survive a hit and run in a sense, but to survive two, unfortunately that was a bridge too far. But guys, let me know in the comments below, what is an appropriate charge for this person? How on earth are they still out on the streets policing after they've done something like that? They need some time away. They need some time away. Forget about any crimes or whatever, right? That is a very traumatic incident for the officer as well. They shouldn't be on the streets doing their job at this point. How can they be trusted to keep people safe when they do stuff like that? Anyway, just my opinion, guys. Let me know yours in the comments below. Like, share, comment, subscribe, as always. And hopefully got some more positive news to bring you here on the channel very soon.